rise from the dark and desolate valley of segregation to the sunlit.
Anti-war protests, civil rights conflicts, the women's movement, environmentalism. In the 1960s, the establishment was under siege as the counterculture demanded a new agenda. High on that agenda was the perceived corruption and pollution of big business.
It was terrible. It was not a good time to try to start a business school. One day I got a letter from Dr. Bill Morgan, who was president of CSU, or Colorado A&M at that point in time. And I got a letter from him, and it described what was going on here at CSU. They were going to start a new business school, and they were looking for a dean. And it turns out that in the long run, they offered me the job as being the first dean of the College of Business.
Business schools, struggling as unpopular in the 60s culture, were also bashed for their lack of academic quality and rigor.
Well, before it became what they call now the College of Business, it was kind of a place where you learned how to type.
The 1959 Ford Foundation study of the nation's business schools railed against the quality of the curricula, faculty, and students.
They said the courses in most business schools have no analysis, no analytical work in them at all. They're all descriptive. And they said they're nothing more than technical vocational schools. He said that they belong in a junior college, not in a university. So it was a time of turbulence and uncertainty and everything else to try to professionalize the business programs in the universities around the country.
January 1st, 1966, CSU's business department is officially designated as the College of Business, housed in Johnson Hall, about a dozen faculty members, and the new dean. With the support of CSU President Morgan, set out to build a college with a mission.
So that was what we were trying to do, was to develop a program. My philosophy and his philosophy, and I think, a lot of people who are in management situations believe that the operation is never going to be any better than the people you put in it. And we're also looking for one rather vague thing, somebody who was compassionate enough and cared enough about the students so that they really would work genuinely with the students and try to help them get through the program. So that was what our mission was.
To attract the world-class faculty he needed, Dean Dobler sought resources the university didn't have. Bob Everett, a prominent Fort Collins businessman, was approached about raising funds among the business community.
They asked me, and I didn't turn them down. I probably should have. But I kind of looked at it in two different ways. One was to get exposure to the business school, to let people know what a great place it was, and the great students that they were turning out.
We wanted the program to be recognized for good, high-quality, analytical types of rigorous courses. That was the first thing. Second thing, we'd like to have somebody who had some practical experience. He'd put the practical and the theoretical together and make it useful and interesting to the kids.
With the 40 faculty members he needed and more than 1,500 business majors, Dobler turned his attention to the business community.
We wanted the business community to understand that we were trying to serve them as well as trying to do the students the job that they were paying their tuition for. We had one program that most of the people in the college were fairly proud of, and that was, we called it our outreach program. We did about 40 or 50 seminars a year for people that worked in companies around here. Bob Everett and the Everett Enterprises organization was one.
Our company ended up having the faculty put on seminars for our business. At that time, when we had a group of lumber yards, and I had managers that would come from all over Kansas and Oklahoma and Colorado, and it was a fantastic experience for our managers, and for me too. Learned how to solve problems that Joyce gave me all the time.
The business community was, and I think probably still is, the primary advocate in the state for the College of Business here at CSU. And I don't think our two competitors can make that same statement.
Within 4 years, the College of Business, under the leadership of Don Dobler, received full and unconditional accreditation. Such unrestricted and affirmative approval is unusual for a first-time applicant. The transformation to a College of Business was complete. Today, this tree, dedicated to Don Dobler, is a reminder of the extraordinary leadership and values-based vision of the first dean. Don Dobler planted the seed that was to become the College of Business at CSU, a bold venture that is now full-grown and thriving.